Hello, Pisces. This is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts with your love and life reading for the second half of February. General, as always, guys, it won't resonate with every single person, so please do take from it what makes sense for you and release the rest. If you are interested in your own personal private reading, that info is down below in the description box. And of course, I will include a link to the decks that you see here today, Pisces. These are the two that we'll be using for the focus messages. The first is the Divine Love Affirmations deck by Angelic Revelation 144. And then we'll grab a card from the Whispers of Love deck. And of course, cross watchers are totally welcome. Let's go ahead and get started and see where this goes. Angels and spirit guides, please. Focusing on the second half of February from the 16th all the way through the 28th, and a very happy birthday for those who are celebrating. All right, let's go ahead and grab your first card here. I'm guided to this one. What God has joined, man cannot separate. The ties that bind hold us together for eternity. So this is obviously a card for perhaps those of you who are married already, or this is how you picture a future with the person that you're thinking about, that you ultimately see yourself with them long term through marriage, having a life together. So we'll see, of course, how that plays off of the rest of the messages. Let's go ahead and grab a card from the Whispers of Love. So what God has joined, man cannot separate. Let's grab one more card here, guided to this one. Turn on your heart light. And this card does say, allow yourself in this moment to reflect on a time when you experienced love. And for some of you, that moment could be this. Perhaps the moment that you guys got married, when things were good between the two of you. Typically, I'm assuming people turn to readings because there are challenges going on in a partnership. And rather than when everything's great and wonderful in a relationship, certainly through a marriage, so this to me is an indication that there could be some issues in the partnership if you are having to reflect on a time when things were much better, when you experienced love with this person. So we'll have to add to that, of course, to see what's going on. So we're going to go ahead and pull some insight from the Pink Divine Love Oracle. This one is by Jennifer Aquarius Tarot. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Pisces. What else do we need to know here for the second half of February? Battle. Different pages, not seeing things eye to eye, and that can definitely complicate things between two people that either, again, have been married or you guys were in a committed partnership. But if you're traveling down very different roads at this point, that is a challenge right there. Part of the issue as well might have something to do with loyalty, trustworthiness, someone who needed to be reliable, okay, and honors you as a person, honors the connection, the marriage, the relationship. But that could have been a problem, especially if you guys are now more divided than together and really not seeing eye to eye. There's this need to perhaps detox whatever negative energies are between the two of you. Spiritual cleanse and purging is needed. Also, part of that purging energy for some of you might be that you need to release any negative baggage, negative energy that might have been affecting the relationship. But look at this. We've got happy home, things going well, happy, content, followed by reconciliation, repairing, rebuilding, mutually agree to leave the past in the past. And that could certainly help the connection for some of you guys. And that can be difficult sometimes. It depends on what the past represents. It depends on why you guys are now not seeing eye to eye, why you are on different pages, why trust could have been broken. And also, if you guys are not together, then the happy home that you guys had once shared is not so happy at this point. But we do have incoming abundance, reliable structure, and foundation. So being able to perhaps work or rework on rebuilding a much more solid foundation in the partnership. And this incoming abundance could also be money matters, improved finances for some of you guys, or the relationship. And lastly, we've got affectionate, lovey-dovey, passionate, PDA. You know, this could have all been when times were good, which is where either yourself, Pisces, or your person is being directed to reflect on a time when you experienced love. This could also be what it is that you both need to do so that you'll be in the right mental space to be able to tackle the challenges of what's happening here. Okay, so let's add to this, guys, with some additional guidance from my newest deck. This is the Silhouettes deck. Let's go ahead and grab some cards from here. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Pisces in love and life, second half of February. We have travel. Okay, some of you guys might really enjoy traveling, and this card says, focus on the journey, not the destination. Okay, sometimes we forget that, to focus on where we're at. Sometimes we're so focused on where we want to end up that we forget to kind of focus on where we currently are and where we ultimately see ourselves going moving forward. Okay, let's see what else. We do have color lines. True love has no barrier, and that's true. Okay. We have genius, make wise choices, and perhaps there clearly were choices that were made here that were not coming from the best place, either on your part, Pisces, or theirs. But this is still what's coming through. Unconditional love that perhaps you still feel towards this individual, and this is how they're feeling towards you. And I love how it's right next to happy home, things going well. So if things really aren't going well right now, give it a little bit of time to possibly hear from your person if you guys are in separation, or to at least get to a point where you're both open towards trying and at least restoring a much more solid foundation in the partnership, heading towards this reconciliation for you guys to fix this. Okay, so this unconditional love. From the moment my heart knew I loved you, my world stood still. I'm here for you no matter what. No strings attached. Just you, me, and my love for you. My love which I offer freely, openly, and wholeheartedly, always and forever. And that could have certainly been for those of you, again, who got married and were focused on somebody that you are in separation from, that you were married to. So there could still be an unconditional love connection between the two of you. But, you know, for those that obviously were not married, you could certainly pick up off of that type of vibe as well when it comes to your person. We do have solitude. There's a difference between being alone, feeling alone, and choosing to spend time alone. Choose the one that allows you to gather your thoughts, to heal, and to love yourself first. And that's so crucial, is to be able to definitely be able to fill your own cup of love first in order to have an overflowing cup so that you can offer that same type of energy towards the one that you want to be with and reconcile with. And they need to work on that for themselves as well. We do have picture perfect. Your most attractive asset is the way your heart makes my smile, or makes me smile from the inside out. Somebody could also be a photographer or love to take pictures. And then we've got splash, this thing between you and I. Let's dive in and get wet. So I feel there's still a chance that you guys can work this out. Right now you're clearly on different pages, but the love is still reflected here in the messages that are coming through. And a part of this journey, Pisces, could lead you guys back towards each other with that reconciliation. Okay, so let's add to this. Let's grab some tarot messages. So pulling some cards from my tarot teacher, let's see what comes through here. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Pisces. What else do we need to know when it comes to your partnership and any other life matters? We do have the Three of Swords, so this has been a very painful journey for some of you. There could have been infidelities, love triangles, betrayals, heartbreak, basically. It's very painful. Depression over a separation, feeling grief, sorrow. It's a broken heart. And part of the reason why you guys are not seeing eye to eye could have something to do with this. However, we do have the Temperance card, picking up off of Sagittarius specifically for some of you. You got to have some patience here because I have a feeling this can still work itself out. It might not seem like it right now, especially since you guys have very different visions of what it is that you're wanting in the partnership. But the Temperance energy restores balance between two people and being able to find meaning in the relationship once again, because the love is still here and it does represent a potential for two people to come back together. We do have the reconciliation right there. And then we've got the star here. So a wish can still come true for you, Pisces, when it comes to this partnership. And wishes that have to do with just life overall as well. So don't lose hope. The star is here to offer you that hope. Hold on to the faith that you have in your heart that if it's meant to be, it will be. There are opportunities here that can still inspire you both to get onto the same page rather than being on very different pages at this point in time. This is also a card focusing on you taking care of yourself at this time. Pisces, it is a card of self-care. So if you've neglected yourself in any way, and it's interesting how it's right next to this detox card, spiritual cleanse and purging, if that's something that you need to do, go ahead and do that. Okay, let's add to this. What else for Pisces? We've got the Ten of Swords, so no doubt you guys had a very painful ending and collapse in the partnership, which is why, again, you guys are not seeing eye to eye. And it says battle. You guys have probably been fighting, you know, because this is the second card that has come through, letting us know that there was some sort of betrayal here that resulted in heartbreak due to more than likely a love triangle. And just two people who have severed ties as a result of infidelities, perhaps, in a partnership. Let's see what else. We've got the Page of Swords. So we do have air energy presenting itself here. Some of you guys, maybe your person could be a Libra, Aquarius, or a Gemini here. We already have Aquarius from the Star card. So when it comes to your person, Pisces, some of you could be dealing with this Page of Swords. This could be someone who might be younger than you. They could be very chatty, okay? Very quick-witted, very restless individual. They're very curious, though, and they always have this thirst for knowledge of wanting to figure things out and learning things about you, about other people, about a situation, about stuff in their life, you know, but they also maybe sometimes think before they speak also. So along with the Temperance energy, both of these cards, there's this need for patience to see something through. Let's grab one more. Okay, 2 cards. We do have the Judgment card here, but we also have the Nine of Swords. Okay, so the Judgment card is an awakening. It is absolution. It's a reincarnation. It is a transition. Part of that transition could be this reconciliation. And also your person finally realizing, getting that wake-up call to do the right thing, to reach out. And maybe you might even hear from them that they want to come back, that they want to offer an apology and wanting forgiveness. Okay? So Judgment Day is on its way. And then we've got the Nine of Swords tapped into somebody who perhaps is, dealing with a lot of anxiety, unable to get a good night's sleep. This is insomnia right here. Nightmares, night terrors. Someone who is deeply unhappy. This could be you, Pisces, but it could also be your person if they are highly affected by things that have played out between the two of you. This is a card of depression, somebody who's just unable to cope. It's hopelessness, that feeling of hopelessness. But the thing is, you guys are not meant to stay in that energy with that Six of Swords. This is healing, okay? Releasing the baggage of the past. Whatever happened in the past stays in the past. Releasing past baggage, moving forward. This is another card of transition, leaving the past behind. Being able to overcome the challenges, you know? So the Six of Swords is about moving on to better, to being able to working this out between the two of you. So you got to have some patience until that can happen. Some of you guys might just be on your own right now. This is a card of self-sufficiency with that Nine of Pentacles. But you might also be doing very well on your own in the meantime. Career, money matters, that looks pretty good. Abundance, rewards, someone who is self-sufficient. That is the Nine of Pentacles. This is you not putting your life on hold in the meantime, and maybe your person isn't either. And by kind of just doing your own thing, you'll find your way back to the Two of Cups. The attraction is still here. This is another card of two people finding balance in each other. The love still reflected in this reading between the two of you. Very compatible connection, a soulmate bond. You still see this person as a life partner, perhaps. So if you guys are in separation, maybe that door isn't quite fully closed, even if you guys are traveling down very different roads right now. There might still be a chance that you can work this out here. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab some dialogue messages here. Let's start with the Divine Masculine. This is my Thinking Man Oracle, Volume 2. So let's take a look and see what the masculine wants to say to the feminine at this time. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Pisces. I need you to trust me, okay? Now it's interesting because we have loyal, trustworthy, reliable, and honors you. I feel part of the reason why you guys are on different pages and not seeing eye to eye is because that was an issue, that there were trust issues here. And if it was the masculine that created those trust issues, perhaps they have learned their lesson as a result of you guys being in separation and really coming to the conclusion that they want to be able to work this out. So my feminines, if you can find it in your heart to trust your masculine, that certainly is what they need from you. What I would give to be able to wake up next to you every morning of my life. And the thing is, they had that, I feel, for those of you resonating with that. They had that and they lost it and they want it back. What else from the masculine? There will never be another love for me like the love I have for you. Wow. They want to be lovey-dovey, once again, affectionate, passionate. This one says, I'm not going to chase you anymore. So if you had a masculine who was chasing you, my feminines, maybe they've come to realize that they just need to give you your space and time until you're ready for them to reach out and communicate. And when you are ready, look at this, I'll be there. And they're telling you here, you make me happy. Okay, so those are messages from your divine feminine. So let's go ahead and grab some insight and messages and dialogue from the divine feminine now. I'm going to pull from my HeartSpace Oracle deck for the feminine, angels and spirit guides for Pisces. Messages from the divine feminine for the masculine. Look at that. I'm yours. Okay. So my feminine's still wanting to be a part of the masculine's life. Oh my gosh, this one says, I'm 24 carats. You went after fool's gold, you fool. Okay, so some of my feminines are still pretty upset and acknowledging that perhaps if there was a masculine here that was untrustworthy because there were love triangles here, going after what they felt could have been someone better than what you guys had, that ended up clearly not being the case. And so my feminines, this is your response. It's like you went after fool's gold. You went after something that wasn't the real deal. What else for the feminines? I can't even breathe right without you. So this is for my feminines who obviously still want to be a part of the masculine's life, missing the masculine and definitely wanting that reconciliation. But you guys definitely went through something very difficult with that love triangle and that 10 of swords. Your kiss is the only kiss my lips will ever yearn for. I long to taste you once again. Okay. No one has ever made me feel the way you do. It doesn't matter who came before you because no one will ever come after you. So these are all of the messages from the feminine. So take whichever one of those makes sense for you and your situation. All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and add some additional insight here from, if I can grab it, the Twin Flame Current Vibes deck. This is by Sister Moon Tarot. And of course, you don't have to identify with a twin flame connection. That's just the name of the deck. Angels and spirit guides for Pisces. What else do we need to know here? Karmic tie-up. I have to stay with them because there is still karma here. That could apply to some of you guys, all right? That there is no communication, that you guys are on different pages. We clearly do have a love triangle that was reflected in this reading. They might have gotten themselves entangled with a karmic partner. Okay, so that's kind of their own drama that they've gotten themselves in. That's for some of you. So karma needs to bite them in the ass first. We do have fragile. I should have handled you better. Absolutely, and they know that. I believe we deserve a second chance. Here's to second chances. So there is a potential for second chances. We already have the reconciliation card right there. What else? Let's grab one more. Hesitation. I think of reaching out to you, but then I stop myself. I don't know if the timing is right. And for some of you guys, I do feel that the timing is a little bit off, which is why you guys are on very different pages. So it's actually a good thing to just wait and have patience. That did come through here. Okay. And bottom of the deck is reflecting. And this card says, I am reflecting on my actions and realizing the error of some of my ways. So this distance and time apart might actually be doing you guys a world of good because it gives them the opportunity to really think about what they've done and the actions that they have taken in this connection that really ended up possibly hurting you, Pisces. And I mean, that could go the other way for some of you guys. It could have been you that ended up hurting somebody else. So again, take the messages for how it personally makes sense for you and your situation. All right, and so let's go ahead and grab some messages from my Heart and Soul Love Oracle. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Pisces. All right, let's see. Someone's been locked out. Makes sense, you know? And it does say, please let me in. I can't be there for you the way you want me to be if you don't let me in. I know you've been hurt in the past, but that's not me. I'm here for you to heal that broken heart of yours. Please tear down these walls you've built around us. Let me in. So take whatever part of that makes sense for you. If you have just kind of built up these walls around yourself because you have been hurt in the past, because you've experienced infidelity and trust issues in your partnership, and there could even be somebody that finally has come along who wants to be with you long term and wants to build a life with you and get married someday, and maybe you're just not letting them in because you're afraid of getting hurt, especially since you've already obviously experienced that 10 of Swords and the 3 of Swords, which is very painful. We do have breathe. I was drowning my sorrows before you came into my life. I didn't think I would ever be able to come up for air again. A broken heart can slowly kill you if you let it. Thank you for rescuing me, for helping me to finally exhale. So you, the viewer, you definitely know who this pertains to. Somebody that came into your life that in a way rescued you from all of the pain and the heartbreak over what you've been through. So if you don't actually reconcile with somebody that you guys are traveling down very different roads, you're on different pages, you don't see eye to eye, there could be someone else that actually comes in to love you the way this person couldn't. And there are clearly those of you who have chosen to move on. I've had so much to think about lately, where I've been, where I am, and where I want to be. I know the road I've traveled, it hasn't been easy, but it hasn't broken me. I never thought I'd be traveling this road without you. It was always you and I. If our paths are meant to cross again, we will. For now, I have to move on. And that's so true. If you guys are meant to reconcile and come back together, life will find a way to do that. One more card. We do have faith, okay? Which for me definitely picks up off of the energy off of that star card. Life has a way of bringing us to our knees when we lose faith in a situation, in someone, in ourselves. The most heartfelt prayers are born from those moments of heartache, desperation, and hope. You've already experienced the desperation and the heartache. We've seen that. But you can overcome it as well. So if you're one to turn to prayer by the faith that you have in yourself, in the situation, in life itself, you'll be able to find your way, and move forward in whatever direction you're meant to go. And bottom of the deck, we do have 1. So this card reads, we only have one life. Fill it with your hopes, wishes, dreams, and goals. Whatever they may be. We only have one heart. Fill it with love, joy, happiness, fulfillment, contentment, and gratitude. We only have one love, the only one that truly has the one beating heart of yours. Cherish it. So you know who it is that you're thinking about for this reading. They are possibly the one for you, or this is something that they need to realize for themselves, that you represent that one person. And no one else is going to be able to perhaps love them the way they are wanting to be loved. And for some of you guys, maybe they already had it, but they didn't recognize it, or they failed to acknowledge the fact that this could have ultimately been their love of a lifetime. So it comes down to patience and really being able to give them the time and space to figure this all out on their own. But in the meantime, you're not meant to just stick around waiting, go out there and live your best life. All right, so let's go ahead and grab some healing messages here from the angels to wrap things up. Angels and spirit guides, please, for this love and life reading for the second half of February for Pisces. Freedom, yeah. For some of you guys, this is exactly what you need. Freedom from the past, freedom from the pain, freedom from the heartbreak, freedom from somebody that is on a different page from you. Take that for how it makes sense. And for those that needed this message when it comes to a life matter, maybe if for example, you're just really unhappy at your job, break free from a situation that's no longer serving a purpose. Life is too short to be miserable staying in a situation where you're no longer happy. We already have the faith card that came through, and again, tapped into hope and faith with the star card. That's what's going to help you on your journey towards this spiritual growth. Okay. This retreat card for me has a couple of interpretations. One of them, of course, is to go on a retreat, go on a vacation, have some downtime for yourself, and just relax, rest and relaxation. But this could also mean backing away from someone, a situation, if it's no longer serving a purpose, or to just give somebody space and time to figure themselves out. So in the meantime, focus on your friendships, people who have your back, people who are there for you. Pay attention to the signs that are surrounding you. It could be numbers, it could be letters, it could be names, songs, whatever it is that could be of significance for you. So pay attention to that. But in the meantime, you're definitely being guided to follow your own journey, your own path. And you will be led back, perhaps for some of you, towards the one that you are in separation from, or you will be led down a road where you're meant to travel and possibly find the love that you're looking for, or to get you onto a different road towards better opportunities in your life as well. Okay? So take whatever part of that makes sense for you. All right, guys, so that's where I'm going to leave this one. If you're interested in your own personal private reading, that information is down below in the description box. I hope you enjoyed this reading, whatever part of it made sense for you, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.